Hey, loves, welcome to the very first podcast episode of J Talks Manifestation. I am Jay, and I want to dive deep into the power of our mind and blend the mystical with the science. So, today I want to bring it back to the basics of manifestation, of the law of assumption 101, if you will, but not as some philosophical concept, but as an actual practical tool, or as I like to call it, the cheat code to life, the life hack for life. So, whether you're a skeptic or a knower, I like to say knower because we don't believe, we know that the law is real. Enjoy the episode for maybe some even new insights that might just click for you. So the law of assumption states that your assumptions, what you believe to be true without needing proof, what you're actually expecting to happen, directly shapes your experience of your physical reality. And this isn't about hoping or wishing, it's about firmly believing and or like I said, expecting an outcome so strongly that everything just aligns to make it your reality. And yeah, it does sound simple, right? Too good to be true. But this is not science fiction, it's science fact. So, neuroscience to be exact. Because our brains are literal prediction machines, basically, constantly creating examples of the world, not just based on what happened in the past, but on what it expects to happen, mostly based on the past. Because your brain likes to predict things and expect things based from the past, from past experiences. So when you assume a certain outcome, you're essentially telling your brain to prepare for that reality, for that outcome. And thankfully, we can rewire what we assume, what we expect. And the main role for this is neuroplasticity. Like, think about this. Actually, think about this, okay? Our brains can literally rewire themselves based on our thoughts, based on our thoughts alone, our thought patterns. That's a wild concept, Persistently assuming a positive outcome rewires our brain because it creates new neural pathways, making it easier over time to access those positive states that expect positive outcomes, right? So it becomes a new autopilot instead of the constant alert mode that we used to live by, right? And in other words, by assuming your desired reality, you're basically sculpting your brain, helping it adapt to support that reality that you want, basically. Like think of the placebo effect. Like I'm sure everyone has heard of the placebo effect, right? That's like I feel like that's like the most powerful demonstration of the power of assumption in action, the power of suggestion in action. So real medical patients were given a sugar pill and told that it's an actual medication, and they experienced real improvements. Like they were starting to heal. So the assumption, just the assumption, the expectation of healing caused by that sugar pill triggered physiological changes. Like that's like me with ibuprofen, for example. Like I okay, I want to say I used to suffer from neck pain and headaches. Well, the headaches used to start because of the neck pain. But I'm not like I'm in pain. I'm not going to sit here and affirm my way out of the pain, okay? Like I don't want to torture myself. I don't want to suffer. So I take my ibuprofen like a placebo, right? So it's not like I'm taking it to put a band-aid over the wound, let's say. I'm taking it and I'm telling myself that this is literally curing me. Like this is the last ibuprofen I'm gonna take because I don't have pain anymore. Like it's a cure for me. Like the ibuprofen that I take it as a cure, not as a temporary treatment. You know what I mean? So I use it as a placebo. And now that I actually think about it, I honestly don't know when the last time was I took an ibuprofen for headaches or neck pain. Amazing. But anyway, um To take it even deeper, with manifestation, quantum physics also states that at a fundamental level, particles exist in a state of potential, basically, until observed. And this principle is known as superposition, which implies that multiple outcomes are possible at any given moment. Okay, because everything is made up of these tiny particles, and these particles don't settle into a state or one state or one way of being until we observe them. So you can also think of it like this: before being observed, these particles are like little actors waiting for their little scripts, being able to play any role in the next scene that you give them, right? So again, this is called superposition, right? And it suggests that again, these particles are in multiple states, multiple possibilities, at all at once, until we look at them. And once we look at them, once we observe them, they choose a state, playing the role that we see them in, right? That we expect them to be in, that we assume them to be in, right? So now you're thinking, okay, and the hell does this have to do with manifestation? What the hell does this have to do with my life, right? Our reality, what we experience every day, is made up of these particles, of these tiny little particles. And they exist in a ocean of possibilities, or rather probabilities. Everything around us, including ourselves, is energy, atoms and particles. You are energy. You are made up of atoms and particles and energies, just like I am, just like your phone is, just like the headphones that you're listening this to with is everything. Everything is energy, everything is atoms, everything is particles. So our thoughts, our consciousness, our awareness is the observer of these particles, right? Keep up with me. Again, we and our 3D everything is energy, is atoms, is particles. So our thoughts, our consciousness, our awareness is the observer of these particles. Okay? So by focusing your attention on what you desire, you're selecting a potential reality from the quantum field. And remember, it's a field filled with endless possibilities, aka probabilities. Okay, so just as particles settle into one state when observed, our focused thoughts shape the particles of our reality, setting them into a certain state, aka outcome, that we saw them in, aka expected them to be in, aka assumed them to be in. So when we assume a specific outcome, we're essentially choosing the role in the next scene of our lives, directing these particles basically and the energy around us to align with that desired outcome. So when we are talking about assuming a certain reality, we're not just wishing for something to happen. You're not wishing. We're actively participating in choosing our reality from the quantum probabilities available to us. And every single one of them is available to you right now. That's why you will never hear me say like you're attracting something or you're creating something, because you're not like, everything is already done. Quantum structure is done. What you're doing is you're creating your experience to get to that quantum structure, to get to that quantum field. So you're not creating, you're not attracting, you're just aligning yourself to shift into that reality, to shift into that quantum field. Our awareness and focus are such powerful tools for manifesting the desired outcomes we want into our physical 3D world, proving that consciousness influences reality itself. Literally. Like, I really want you to understand this. I really want you to grasp this. By focusing on your desired outcome, just by focusing on your desired outcome, you're not hoping for a change. You're literally aligning yourself with that reality, making it probable to bring it into your experience. And you have been doing this your whole life. We are manifesting generators. Like it's not even our second nature, it's our nature. We are manifestations. Our life is a manifestation of our thoughts. Your current 3D is a manifestation, a physical manifestation of your previous thoughts and expectations and assumptions, which are again are just thoughts. And the reason why some people have a little bit of a hard time to consciously manifest is because of the fact that you're aware of your power, of your abilities. You're aware that you can consciously choose the experience that you want because you have been doing this your whole life unconsciously, right? You have been unconsciously focused on the wrong things. Well, I didn't want to say the wrong things, but just the things that, don't serve you or are unfavorable. We've all done it. I've done it. Like I said in one of my previous YouTube videos, I have done the reverse engineering in my life. So I know where I went, air quotes, wrong with my assumptions that created those past experiences that I didn't want. So that's the thing. We unconsciously focused on the undesirable things. And not because we're sadistic and we want, the bad things to happen. No, but because our brain is negatively biased. It's doing its job by always, looking for potential danger, which started out, basically with the cavemen, having to always be alert, looking out for bears and predators out there, and it's been keeping us alive for thousands and thousands of years. So it works, right? But when it comes to doing the things that we want to do and experience the thing that we want to experience, it can also sabotage us a little bit. I can't speak. Um, but yeah, that's why we gotta focus. We gotta consciously focus on the things that we want and not unconsciously focus on the things that we do not want. So to apply the law of assumption, or as I like to call it, the law of persistence, just start by identifying a desired outcome that you want and visualize that outcome. Affirm it, script it, act it out. I don't care. But do it and do it daily. Reinforce the neural pathways that align with your new reality. Because remember, this isn't blind optimism and, wishing. This isn't chasing dreams. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but you will never, and you have never heard me say, follow your dreams or dreams this or dreams that, manifesting your dreams. Like I get it, it's a figure of speech, but again, I'm very specific. And I'm not going to say, manifest your dreams. I'm saying manifest your goals, manifest your desires because your desires are your goals. So, like I said, it's about consciously choosing assumptions and outcomes that support the life that you want to live, right? It's a beautiful and an incredible concept. But even so, don't think that, just because you're aware of manifestation and the law and everything, that all of a sudden life is going to be picture perfect, no ups and downs ever. No, that's not the way it works. You'll eventually face some challenges and misconceptions. Jesus, misconceptions here and there. But it's normal, it's common, And one of the most common challenges is being impatient. Rewiring our brain and influencing our reality through assumption, through changing thought patterns, takes a little time sometimes, takes consistency. But that's okay, because okay, what sounds better to you? Listen to this. What sounds better to you? If I tell you, you know what, your goal, that what you're desiring right now, it's never gonna happen. I'm sorry. Like, you can just drop it, move on with your life, forget about it. It's not gonna happen. Or if I tell you it's inevitable, literally inevitable of it happening, it's going to happen. I just cannot tell you when. It can be overnight, it can be in 2 days, it can be in 2 or 3 months. I don't know, but it will happen. It's like, like I tell my clients, it's like you winning the lottery and you got the confirmation that you won the lottery. You got the letter in the mail and everything. You won. They just don't know when it's going to be in your account. It can be in a week from now, it can be in a month from now, but it's going to come. It's going to be there. You're going to see it. You're going to see the numbers in your bank account. Relax. Go live your life. Plan your future. And again, that's not like me saying pretend that everything is okay and act as if. Never. I will never tell you to act as if and to pretend that everything is perfect and to walk around with a psycho smile on your face. I am not about that. I'm not about acting as if. I'm about thinking as if. Okay? Neuroplastic changes in the brain don't happen usually overnight. Usually. And similarly, the quantum probabilities don't usually align instantly. Now, key word here, usually. Can it happen? Absolutely. But you'll never hear me say, manifestation is instant, even though it is. But you'll never hear me say manifestation is instant. It's already done. Just decide you have it, feel it real, and drop it. Like you're never gonna hear me say that because people take it the wrong way. People take it literally, and then they start spiraling because of the time. Because okay, if it's instant, if manifestation is instant, then where is it? It is instant in the sense of that reality already exists. That's the way it's instant. Okay? But you have to align yourself with that. Now, does that mean you have to fully believe your affirmations and the things that you are manifesting in the sense of when you state your affirmations or when you are scripting or something? Do you have to believe that? Like, no, obviously you don't, because your brain cannot believe something that it hasn't really experienced yet. Can your manifestations come to fruition before you start believing it? Absolutely. Happened to me so many times, not just to me, but also to my clients. But the thing is, you don't necessarily have to experience it in your physical 3D world to for your brain to start believing it. What I like to do is I like to embody it internally. So I'm experiencing it by visualizing the outcome that I want and literally immersing myself in it. Because yeah, I have the capability, ability, whatever, to visualize and feel it real in the moment. Does that mean that I'm gonna, again, walk around being happy all day long and just not worry about anything, another doubt in my life? Hell no. It just means that in the moment I was able to experience it. And yeah, now I'm just going on with my day, affirming for the rest of the day and sticking to my routine. But yeah, guys, persistence is key. That's the only method basically that you need. But I guess we can leave that for the next episode because like I said, I I like to call this law the law of persistence instead of the law of assumption, because even in the like okay, yeah, the things that you assume will manifest, but you have to persist in the things that you assume for them to manifest. Because so again, everything that you persist in will manifest. Okay? So, law of persistence. Okay? Okay. But yeah, I think I could leave that for the next episode because I don't want this to be too long. How long are we in? Okay, that's not too bad. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this episode up and remember the law of assumption, manifestation, is not science fiction. It's not a fairy tale. It is literally backed by the principles of neuroscience and quantum mechanics. Okay, so be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with your 3D. The most significant shifts sometimes require a little time and persistence, and that is okay. You're not the exception that it's not going to happen. Your SP is not the exception. Your goal is not the exception. There are no exceptions. Reality works the same for everybody, okay? But not everybody is the same, like I always say. If you did find value in today's episode, please feel free to rate it, subscribe to it, share it with somebody who might benefit from it, and stay tuned for the next episode. Bye, loves.